Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by Invicta FC Bantamweight, Sarah D'Aleo. Sarah, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Sarah, you got a fight coming up July 13th at Invicta FC 6. How's training been going for the fight?
Oh, it's been really good, actually. Really, I mean, knock on wood, we're almost done with fight camp, but no injuries, no setbacks, no nothing. So it's been pretty spectacular, actually.
Now, you're working with a very good group of girls there. You got Miriam Nakamoto, you've got Leslie Smith working with you. Where exactly are you training at, and who are some of the people besides those two that you're working with?
I train at Combat Sports Academy in Dublin, California, and my head coach is Kieran Fitzgibbons. His wife is my strength and conditioning coach, Jessica. Let's see. Kevin Ross is my Muay Thai coach. James Terry is my wrestling coach, and Mateus Andre is my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach.
I see.
And then, as you said, Miriam, Leslie, and also Alexis Davis comes in.
I see.
About 4 days a week.
I see.
So I get to work with some pretty impressive athletes.
Definitely. Now, Sarah, you switched up your diet. You've gone to more of a all-natural, organic-style diet. Is this just because of this fight and having to cut the weight, or is this something that's kind of a lifestyle change for you?
It really is. It's a little bit of both. Well, no, I would definitely say a lifestyle change. Really tired of having to cut the weight. Just tired of how I looked. And with all of the pre-workouts and supplements and everything that, it's floating around everywhere, you never know what you're putting in your body. And then, with all they're starting to get really strict with their testing. So I was just like, you know what, I'm not even going to risk any of that. Let's see where this takes me. And it's worked really, really spectacularly. Really happy with where I'm at right now physically. And honestly, mentally and emotionally. I mean, it changes things when you don't have, you take a certain pre-workout, you get a spike from it, and then a crash and mood swings, and it's just, I just feel so much better not doing any of that stuff.
How long have you been on this diet? Was it when you started camp, or has it begun way before you even got the offer for this fight?
Yeah, I started about 3 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago, and at first it was actually hard because I just wasn't used to. It. It was pretty hard for about 2 or 3 weeks, but then everything just evened out, and I mean it's been awesome since then. Except for that, the hormones at that time of the month, we get those, but that's a female thing, and every woman has to deal with that. There's the 3 or 4 days of crazy that happens, and then I'm back to normal.
Now, Sarah, the last Invicta 5, that was the first time that Invicta had put on a show that you hadn't been on the card. Were you disappointed that you weren't on that last show, or did you need some time because you had fought very consistently every 2-3 months? Did you need some time off, or were you disappointed that you didn't get a fight there?
I definitely wasn't disappointed. I would have loved to have fought, but there was so much going on, and they brought me out anyway. So I got to watch the fights from a different perspective, and that was really, really fun. To not have the stress of fight camp, and to be able to actually see the fight and see the energy that all the different fighters brought to the cage, and not be distracted. So I wasn't disappointed at all. It was a lot of fun.
Now, on July 13th, you're going to be taking on Lauren Taylor. What are your thoughts about her as an opponent?
She's tough, she's strong, and she's no dummy. So I'm just going to make sure I'm ready to go in all areas when I get there and when I see her across the cage.
Her last fight was against Caitlin Young. You were at that event. That was the last Invicta card. You were there watching. I'm sure you saw that fight and were studying that fight because those are two fighters that are both in your weight class. What were you able to take away from Lauren Taylor's performance against Caitlin Young?
But that she's really tough, and she knows how to defend submissions, and she's got a lot of heart. So it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a really good fight.
Were you able to gain more seeing someone live than you are seeing them on film? Is that something that's helped you maybe more seeing them live in person?
I actually didn't know I was fighting her at the time, so I was just trying to enjoy the fight, and it. You know what? I don't really know. I don't know yet. We'll see.
Definitely. Now, just looking at what she's done so far, where do you feel that you have the advantage in this fight?
I don't want to say. To be completely honest, I don't want to say. I've been telling everybody I want to keep it standing, but as you know, I'm capable of fighting on the ground.
Definitely.
I don't want to say where I feel like I have the advantage.
Fair enough. And to be honest with you, I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know where you're going to take it because you've shown good stand-up. Your last fight, you fought against Amanda Nunes. You were slamming her all over the place. So, honestly, I don't know where you're going with this one.
I don't either. That's the thing. I don't know where I'm going with it either. So I'm trying to stay open and not put any walls up or restrictions on myself by saying I want to do this or that or the other. So.
How about this one? Where do you think that Lauren Taylor is going to try to take this fight? What are you anticipating her doing?
Well, if her wins, it's then TKOs. So, I think if she, I think she's going to try to take it to the ground. I'd be willing to bet on that. If she doesn't, that's fine. I'm ready to fight wherever she wants to go.
Now, Lauren Taylor, she's undefeated. Her last fight was under the Invicta banner, so she's 1-0 for Invicta. You're 4-1 for Invicta. A lot of people feel that this should be for a title because, you've been on a nice little run here. Your only loss was to Shayna Baszler, who's an outstanding fighter, so definitely no shame in that loss. And Lauren Taylor's an undefeated. So are you disappointed at all that this isn't for a belt?
No. I'm just glad I get to fight. I'm just happy that Shannon and Janet like me enough to have me back. So I would never whine or complain or about anything that they give to me because they're so, they're professional. They love us. They take care of us, and whatever they want me to do, I'm gonna do it.
Is that important to you, fighting for belts, or is it just something where if they offer it, you'll take it, and if they don't, then you'll just keep fighting? Is a belt important to you? No.
No. Sometimes the best person doesn't have the belt. So it's not. No. They aren't the most important thing to me.
So if you beat Lauren Taylor on July 13th, you're not going to be calling for a title shot?
It might be, but it all depends on. It depends on if I win. It depends on if I feel like I earned the right to ask for one. It depends on it all depends on how I feel that day, honestly.
With
all of that, I've always said that, like titles and rankings, that's all political stuff that I don't really play into because, like I said, it's not always the best person with the belt. So, I don't play into that game. Now I will say the only thing that a title belt brings you the right to ask for is more money, honestly. So if it comes to that, or I feel like I need more money, which I don't at this point because Invicta takes really good care of us, maybe that's a big motivator.
Now with the UFC, with them signing most of the female 135-pounders out there, all the top, basically, and with the Ultimate Fighter, some of them going on that show, are you worried that after this fight that maybe there's not going to be the high-level opponents left? Do you fear that maybe it might have cleaned itself out?
No.
No?
They said they could come fight at Invicta, so they've been very public about saying that they're doing athlete sharing. So I don't see why Dana would say something like that and then not do it. Because everybody, it's out there.
Just curious, did the UFC offer you a contract?
That's not. You can't ask that. That's private.
Well, the reason I asked is because you seem like someone who is very happy fighting for Invicta. They've treated you the best out of any organization you fought for in the past. You were under contract with Strikeforce, and they weren't keeping you active. You fought for them one time in the year that you were under contract with them. It feels like you're just happy with, maybe possibly staying with Invicta for as long as you fight.
Yeah, I've been very public about that. I've always said that. That's always, they know that. Shannon and Janet know that. I've said it on Twitter, Facebook, other interviews. So yes, I'm not planning on going anywhere.
Now, is the interest for not leaving Invicta, is that because of the way that you've been treated by Invicta, or is that more based on the way you've been treated by the other organizations?
No, it's the way. Well, I mean, yes, having been treated bad by other organizations and then being treated well by Invicta, then yes, it is. I mean, that's why I'm not planning on going anywhere.
I see. Now, it seems like in most of your fights, you're always playing sort of this underdog role. In this fight, I don't know. It's kind of split 50-50, with people, who they're supporting in this fight, whether it be you or Lauren. From your perspective, who do you think the fans are behind? Do you think they're more behind Lauren, or are they more behind you?
I don't know. I don't know. We should ask them.
Yeah, because I've looked around and there's been no betting odds yet available for this fight, so I don't know.
I don't pay attention to that stuff. You're asking the wrong person.
Basically, the story of your career has been people not really expecting that much from you, people underestimating your ability. Why is that? Why do you feel that the expectations for you have been so low?
Probably because I don't put myself out there like that. I don't talk a lot publicly about how, this or that or the other. I'm not much of a shit talker, kind of quiet, so people overlook you when you don't have a mouth.
Now, it seems like you're having a lot more fun fighting now because I don't know if it's through Invicta or just you're getting more comfortable in there, but it just seems like I look back at the Shayna Baszler fight and you were starting to show more your personality at the weigh-ins and leading up to the fight, and you were just having more fun with this whole MMA thing. Is this,
Wait till you see me at the weigh-ins. You guys are gonna love. You're gonna love it. That's all I gotta say.
But what has kind of provoked this change in you? Because we used to see you at the weigh-ins, and before you started for fighting in Invicta and Strikeforce, we used to just see you show up, just fight, and then you were gone. Now we're seeing a lot more personality. We're seeing a lot more excitement for the fight. Do you feel that you've changed, or is it just people are just starting to pay more attention?
No, I've definitely changed. It's gotten a lot, like you said, a lot more comfortable, a lot more confident, and I just don't really care anymore. Like, when you care too much about what people think, you kind of hide yourself, or at least I did. And now it's like, whatever. Like, I don't care. If you don't like me, if you don't like what I'm wearing, if you don't like how I look, then you can go, go look at somebody you do like. But for now, I'm just going to, try to be myself and stay comfortable, not care about what people think.
Definitely. Now, Sarah, last thing, you've kept us guessing with all your Invicta fights so far with your hairstyle. You've changed it up basically every fight. What are we in store for on July 13th?
You're going to have to wait to see.
I knew that was coming.
I put a picture out tomorrow. I'm actually getting my hair done tomorrow. And if I feel like it, maybe I'll give you guys a sneak preview. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, that sounds
like my mood changes day to day. So Right now, I feel like hiding it. Tomorrow, I might feel like letting everybody see. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Fly by the seat of my pants kind of thing.
Very good, very good. Well, Sarah, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank, and is there anything you'd like to say to the fans?
Brawl and Ball has been there for me since I think the second Invicta fight. They've always taken really good care of me, and now they make sure I got my own personalized fight gear. This fight, they've always been great to me. My manager's really good. My coach is awesome. All of my coaches, all my teammates at CSA, I can't say enough good things about them. And then to the fans, I love you guys. Thank you for everybody who follows me and loves me. I love you too. Thank you.
Sarah, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it. Good luck July 13th at Invicta FC 6 against Lauren Taylor.
Thank you.